So I just found a used bike online that could be perfect for me in this area. So I just ran to the bank, got myself some cash, and this bike not only has a backstory, but it has some features that I've never even tried on a mountain bike before. So here it is. Single speed here, that's cool. This looks a lot better in person. And thanks to Omaze for sponsoring this video, but more on that in a little bit. So you said 800, right?
Yep. Got like no hits.
Okay.
And I actually considered pulling the ad down.
Here you go. And just like that, I'm the brand new owner of a used 2019 Commencal Meta HT. And a lot of people would consider this to be a hardcore hardtail with a super slack head tube angle, long travel fork, and big old 2.8-inch tires. But I have some different plans for it. More on that in a little later. And it turns out, after I bought this, I found out that it used to be owned by a famous Instagrammer that I follow, JJonesMTB. So I called him up to see what he knew about this bike, and he told me some not so great things. Well, I'll let him tell you.
I played on that bike a lot, and then unfortunately, I told you I crashed on it, and so...
Do you think you like bent anything?
I feel like there was a little bit of a scrape on the bars, and that's my first thing is like, I can't have like a scratched up looking bike, so...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna need you to replace those.
So he mentioned the bars, and I could live with bike parts that are a little bit scratched up, but these bars actually feel bent too, so let's replace them. Well, got the bars off, and I'm kind of bummed. It turns out these bars are 31.8, and I was hoping that I could use these 1-up bars, but they're 35mm clamping surface. So I'm about to do something a little bit funky with the bars, and I know you guys are not gonna like it. All right, hear me out, hear me out. I know that I committed a major faux pas with one singular blue grip, but this black grip is mangled, and you know, I just have to get this bike ready for the first ride. Considered to be like a prototype, but Jeremy also said that there's something major going on with the fork.
So when I got it, I went to adjust the rebound on that fork, and I couldn't. And I looked under at and there was an Allen wrench stuck in there. Your only adjustment that you can do on it is basically air, because you're not going to be able to adjust the rebound on it.
I didn't know about that when I bought this bike. The guy didn't mention anything about it. What the heck? The fork already feels like it has stiction and needs some love, but man, the rebound is super fast. This could be really bad. I gotta rip this fork apart. While I work on the fork, I gotta say, during my 3 weeks off from posting, I've been super into sprinter van builds. It'd be so rad to travel around the country, going to all those trails in one of those, but they're kind of expensive. That's why I'm excited to be working with Omaze to offer you the chance to win the ultimate off-road Mercedes-Benz sprinter van with $85,000 worth of eco-friendly upgrades from Van Smith conversion, while also supporting a great cause, St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. How it works is you can click my link below to enter for your chance to win, and those entries go towards supporting St. Jude's. So this is really a win-win. A way to support charity and a chance to win the baddest sprinter van ever. So head to Omaze by clicking my link below or type in omaze.com/mtbsaga to enter. And the earlier you enter, the more prizes you could win, including $10,000 cash if you enter by January 13th at 11:59 p.m. All right, let's see how messed up this fork is. Man, it's worse than I expected. Without the rebound knob, this bolt is just a gaping hole for the oil in the lowers to leak out. And then when I drained it, there was no oil in this side anyway. And then on top of that, Jeremy said that I couldn't even turn the rebound if I wanted to. So if that's the case, I have to get a new fork. But man, let's see if we can turn this around. Let's see if I can turn the rebound. Hope this works. Lockout doesn't do anything. That's not good. Let's see if I can fit an Allen in here. Nope. Nope. Oh! I can turn it. I have rebound, I think. That's slow. Yes! So now I just gotta figure out how to stick this Allen wrench in there and not be all janky. I was gonna borrow the rebound knob off the Zeb Ultimate, but dude, that's a Zeb Ultimate. It's too nice of a fork. But then I went to the attic and got the Sid whatever off the S-Works Retro build and stole the rebound knob off of it. But this Allen on the end of this is not long enough, so I gotta figure out a way to put this in here. But man, I think I can do this. I'm actually surprised that worked out. Rest in peace to the spare Allen key, but I'm gonna throw it back together. I cleaned the dust wipers, and yeah, I could have bought new dust seals and all that stuff, but why spend money on a fork I don't even know is gonna work? So let's tie this all back together and see if it worked. All right, the fork is complete, and man, that could have been a disaster. But Jeremy had one more thing to say about this bike.
There was one thing I was going to make a recommendation to you on.
Okay.
Is figure out the gearing. I think I had a 19, and then I tried a 13, and that was too hard. So I think it needs somewhere like a 15.
Okay,
Yeah.
I might have a 15.
Yeah, just play with it.
He's right. This gearing is so ridiculous. It's currently set to a 30-13, and if we use the gear inch calculation, it comes out to a 65.2. Now on a BMX bike, the average is about 55, so this setup is substantially harder. So I'll just loosen up a few bolts, throw on a 16 tooth on the back, and then a 32 tooth on the front. And boom, 56.5 gear inches, just like BMX bikes. All right, let's go ride. Oh wait, I forgot to weigh this bike. I've been dying to know. It feels so light. 28.9 pounds, man. I was thinking it was gonna be like 23 pounds. No gears, no suspension in the back. But hey, room for improvement. Let's go shred. We've arrived. The reason why I got this bike is for these type of trails right here, flow trails. And Bentonville has a ton of it. And there's also a local bike park called the Rail Yard that I've been dying to go to, but I just haven't had a bike that would do good there. And if I would buy a dirt jumper, that'd cost $1,000, and those bikes are basically worthless on any kind of trails. So this bike should perfectly fit the bill of flow/jump line bike. All right, let's do this. Oh man, this bike rips now, but there's some things that I gotta do. Like these bars are just way too wide for like a flow jump bike. So I'm gonna take a spacer out right now real quick. Oh man, tell you one thing, I nailed it with the gearing. This bike was absolutely flying up the climbs, and I'm kind of surprised being a single speed. And I know it's 28 pounds, but it just climbs so well. And it's really nice not having the weight in the rear end. But now we're on a trail that is a little bit more downhill, a little bit bigger of jumps. So let's get up to speed. Yeah, heck yeah. Man, I'm really onto something here. I love this bike. I like the brakes too. These are TRP brakes. I feel like the fork could be better, so that's definitely an area for improvement. And so far, this bike does ride a lot better on the trails, and it doesn't ride as good on the jump line. So definitely gonna have some things to work on. But if you have any recommendations of what I should do, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you on the next one.